As freezing wind blew across the frozen Arctic Ocean, a brave man with great determination kept sailing in desperation to find a new trade route from Europe to Asia. But all he got was his crew's hot attitudes, leading them to mutiny. Henry Hudson was that man, the courageous one who was bold enough to have sailed through the Arctic with dangers surrounding his ship. Though he did not find a route to Asia in his 4 main voyages, his name is still on 3 waterways in the United States today. Henry Hudson, the Englishman that was determined to find a route to Asia, was one of those explorers that was very secretive and mysterious, with no known date of birth. With a father that was the founder of the Muscovy Company, Henry must have felt very inspired to sail. His wife was Catherine, which was the one who gave birth to their 3 brave sons, John, Richard, and Oliver. His oldest son, John, was brought on board on all of Henry's daring adventures. He was one of the crew members who was mutinied along with his unloyal father. He died at the age of 41 during his last voyage on the ship Discovery, but he was remembered more for his discoveries than his tragic mutiny. Henry made 4 major voyages as an adventurous captain, but he was not inspiring loyalty to his fellow crew members. The Muscovy Company supported Henry on his first few voyages, hoping that he will find the passage to Asia. In 1607, Henry sailed off into the unknown with the Hopewell, towards the coasts of Greenland to an island called Spitsbergen. But Henry was blocked by icebergs, so he had to turn back. He sailed on another voyage with the Hopewell in 1608. This time, he wanted to find the trading route above Russia. He reached to another island called Novaya Zemlya, which is part of Russia. But his enemy, the dangerous icebergs, caused him to turn his ship around once more. The Muscovy Company turned impatient and stopped funding his trips again since he wasn't finishing his assignments on time. But Henry didn't seem to worry because the Dutch East India Company had become Henry's new supporter, leading him to the decision to sail for the Netherlands. He was given the ship the Half Moon, but Henry didn't listen to the Dutch instructions to find a path north of Asia again, and he took another route instead. His crew members, a combination of Dutch and Englishmen, didn't realize this, and they kept following Henry's personal instructions. Henry didn't meet icebergs this time, but he found the present-day Hudson River, though it was too hard to follow upriver anymore, so the Half Moon had to turn back, like the earlier ships. But King James I of England was not pleased that Henry sailed for another country and not for England. Henry was put under house arrest and to be banned to sail for any other country again. But other Englishmen and women wanted Henry to sail for England, and that was when he was allowed by King James very reluctantly to sail. He sailed for his last voyage, but before he knew it, he was stuck in the present-day ice-locked Hudson Bay. But Henry did not want to turn back, while his crew insisted him to impatiently. But Henry was not convinced. The crew knew that it was the last straw and mutinied him right after when the ice melted. His son and some other sick crew members joined him on the boat, which was never heard from again. Hudson's achievements were incredible, though some people just consider him just another explorer who didn't discover Asia. Well, that's not true at all. He claimed miles and miles of land for both his country and other countries which he once sailed for as well. For example, the Netherlands. Perhaps his biggest accomplishment was discovering the Hudson River for the Dutch, though he also discovered an island full of whales, reporting it to the Europeans, then transforming it into a hunting island. He had discovered 3 new waterways in 4 years in 4 major voyages. Imagine that. 4 continuous journeys eating salted food, sailing with a crew which planned to mutiny you. Gosh, Hudson is just, outrageous. Many books describe Henry as a failure, but I just don't get why they would say that. I am against those authors. I describe him as a daring discoverer. I mean, he sailed in desperation to just find something new. Would you do that, or just lounge around the 52-inch TV? You might have never heard of this explorer ever in your life before, just like me before. But now that you know what he did and who he is, would you put him into your long-term memory? I know I would, and I already have. With 4 trips just to find something which was never discovered before, he's surely one brave explorer. He just had to be in the big history book. He just had to. Henry is heroic, essential, needy, reckless, and your hero. Hudson is hardy, unafraid, divine, skillful, on the ball, and nervy. Thank you for watching this presentation about Henry Hudson. And you know what? You can be an explorer like him too. Discover something new and spread the word.